Raise your hand if you're on a social media platform. Okay, raise your hand if you're on Instagram. Okay, 2.3 billion people are on Instagram. That is about 30% of the world's population. And yet the most liked picture on Instagram is of an egg. The only conclusion to draw from that information is that people are weird, and that is my purely professional opinion. Hello, my name is Berryman. My pronouns are he, him. I'm 17. And I've been on Instagram since about the 5th grade. However, it wasn't until my freshman year in high school that I actually started to post and gain a following on Instagram. I have a small business where I sell crochet plushies, and originally the money went towards my top surgery. But now it has transformed into a platform with over 43,000 followers. And all of the profits goes towards helping trans youth and advocating for those who cannot advocate for themselves. However, this didn't happen overnight. I have had many ups and downs and even more learning experiences, especially when it comes to Instagram's algorithms and what posts do better than others. One of the biggest things I've learned is that people are very easily influenced by others' wants and opinions, but only if enough other people want it as well. Call it psychology, the bandwagon effect, or just straight up cowardice, but no one likes to be the first person to do something or like something. So how did an egg become the most liked post on Instagram? In all honesty, it's a very complex equation, so you might want to write this down. The more likes a post has, the more people it gets shown to. Fascinating stuff. Obviously, there's more to it than that. All sorts of complex equations and algorithms that are now controlled by artificial intelligence. Otherwise, Meta wouldn't be worth $618 billion. But in the end, that's what it comes down to. The more likes a post has, the more people it gets shown to, and if those people keep liking the post, then it keeps getting shown to more people, and from there it creates a cycle that leads to exponential growth. But if the post stops getting likes for even an hour, then the cycle is broken. It stops getting shown to more people, it stops getting likes, and eventually it's lost within the databases of the platform. So, in the case of the almighty egg, people cared enough about the cause to actually like the post, share it with their friends, have them like it, and then repeat this cycle until it actually became the most liked post in the world, all because they thought it was funny. And it is funny. The most liked post on Instagram is of an egg, but it also raises the question, how do you repeat this process not with a cause that you think is funny, but with one that you actually care about? Well, put on your hard hats and tighten your belts, because I'm about to give you all the tools you need to not only advocate for yourself online, but for others as well. The first and arguably most important step is finding your people. What are you passionate about? Who do you want to advocate for? Who do you want to team up with? And who do you want your message to reach? No matter what you're passionate on Instagram, I promise there is a place for you. Let's say you like cats. I myself have 3 who I love very deeply, and I start crying whenever I see a video of an abused cat getting a new home. So you go on Instagram, you type in animal activism, and the very first page that pops up is one all about how you can get involved with ending animal abuse in your area. Not only that, but Instagram also suggests other people who you should follow who are also involved in ending animal abuse. Instagram is a wonderful place, and I'm sure that nothing can go wrong with a process like this. Okay, but that's for a relatively neutral topic. No one really wants to abuse animals. So what about for more divisive topics? When it comes to what some call politics and others call basic human rights, it all depends on who you surround yourself with on Instagram. Instagram is not human. It does not have thoughts or emotions. It does not know good from bad. It is a completely neutral party that promotes both sides of an argument equally. It's a pluralist society that we live in, and not only do we have to accept it, but we have to embrace it and overcome it. When it comes to obstacles, I am all about seeing them not as walls that are unpassable, but as steps in a ladder that I can use to reach a final solution. Why try to prove the other side wrong when I can use their argument against them? When it comes to divisive topics, Instagram embraces the dichotomy. It's how they make money. And if you want to know more about that, you can talk to me later because that is a completely different topic. Anywho, Instagram creates these things called filter bubbles. Pretty much, they figure out how a user feels on a certain issue, and then only show that user posts, people, videos that not only agree with them on that issue, but also sometimes even take it further. This can lead to people figuring out that there are only people in this world that agree with them, and that they are right on this issue. This does not just happen on one side of the political spectrum. No, it is a crime on both sides. And the best way to pop these filter bubbles is to use the algorithm that promotes their ideals against them. What I want you to understand is that it's difficult to reach people that Instagram has deemed the other side, because Instagram assumes that if they show a user a post they don't like, then that user will automatically stop using the app. Now, we know better than that. No one just stops using an app just because they see one post they don't like, but Instagram is all about better safe than sorry. Instagram is also a giant conglomeration of computers and artificial intelligence. There is not a meta worker for every single user on the app that personally figures out what is going to be shown on their feed for that day. This is done through a little thing called search engine optimization. Pretty much, the algorithm figures out certain keywords that people like in a post, whether it's actually in the post, written in the caption, or even sung in a song, and then shows that post to other people who are known to like posts with that keyword. So for example, let's say there was hashtag LGBTQ in a caption. The algorithm would pick up on that and then show it to other people who are known to like posts that have hashtag LGBTQ in the caption. Me. Anyway. This brings up a hypothetical. What would happen if you made a pretty liberal post, but put hashtag conservative in the caption? This confuses the algorithm. It shows the post to both relatively liberals because of the keywords in the actual video, but also conservatives because of the keyword in the caption. And this usually leads to honestly terrible results because a lot of arguments are usually started in the comment section. However, progress was made. Filter bubbles were popped, even if only for a moment. But this is just one tool to use in the activist tool belt. And really, it's just for those who want to go the distance and make posts on divisive topics. Not everyone is comfortable with that. I myself love making people angry, so I make posts like this all the time, but I also understand that life gets in the way. And I want to give everyone here ways to advocate for what they're passionate about on a platform that pretty much everyone has. Okay, so taking a step back. At this point, you have a topic you're passionate about, and you follow a couple of accounts that share your passion. What do you do from there? The best place to start would be to reach out to one of those accounts that you follow that already have a lot of followers and already have a platform. I know this sounds at least sort of intimidating, if not just outright condescending, but I promise it's at least worth it to send them a message. A platform that already has 10,000 plus followers is much more likely to reach and influence more people than a platform with just 10 followers. This is by no means a discouragement. If you want to build up a platform and build those followers, that's okay, and I highly encourage you to do so. but it takes a lot of time and effort. And while Instagram may not have emotions, I promise behind every large social media platform, there is a user that does have emotions. As I said, I run a large platform with over 43,000 followers. On at least 10 separate occasions, I've been asked to share causes that have mattered to people. When Roe v. Wade got overturned, a complete stranger reached out and asked me if I could share their fundraiser for Planned Parenthood. I gladly agreed, and I promoted it on my story, I shared it on my page, and within a week, we had raised $10,000. In an instance like this is where people on Instagram come together to get work done and make something beautiful. But that never would have happened if that complete stranger had never even reached out in the first place. So if everybody is terrified to reach out to people they've never met, then nothing's ever going to get done. But, okay. Let's say you're a little intimidated to reach out. That's okay. Share a post with your extroverted friend instead. This goes back to the sort of 6 degrees of separation deal. Everyone knows someone who knows someone who knows someone who knows someone who knows someone famous. And even if your extroverted friend doesn't know someone with a lot of followers, they probably know someone who knows someone who knows someone. You get the point. You can share it with your friend, share it to your story, or even share it to your second account, because we all know everyone has 2 accounts, your public one that your family follows and the other one. And when it comes to the types of engagement, it doesn't matter for Instagram. All they see is you spending time on a post, specifically you spending time on their app, which is what they care about in the end. Whether it be a heart in a comment section or a hate comment telling that person what a terrible post they made, it's all the same to Instagram. So if you see a post that you want to advocate for, or that you want to spread the message of, or you just want it to do better in the algorithm, comment a heart in the comment section, like the post, share it to your extroverted friend or your second account, share it to your story, share it to anyone, save it, spend time on it. That's all that really matters. But I know this is an ideal situation. What usually happens is people spend time on the app, they see a post they might like, they like the post, and then they move on. Or even if they do share it with their friend, that friend usually leaves them on read. And that's life. That's happened to me hundreds of times, and I'm probably the biggest activist in my life. And that's okay. If people are always so fixated on what needs to be fixed, then we're never spending any time on what's already good. But in the end, I know what to do, and now so do you all. So the next time you see a fundraiser that you can't actually donate to, but still want to help actually fundraise for, you can share it to your story. Or the next time that Florida passes a bill, because it's always Florida, that is just so terrible. You know you can send it to one of the accounts you know that already has a lot of followers. Or the next time you just want to help someone. There's so many different ways to help, so many different tools in your activist tool belt that can be used in so many situations. So the next time you hop on Instagram to just mindlessly scroll through memes, consider doing a little good while you're at it. Thank you.